development. Now, Firewalk consists of around 150 staff. This is in Bellevue, Washington.
Dude,
which
that
means
guy's
exorbitant
insane.
rent
Give me money.
and sizable
Okay,
wages.
okay, hold on. I watched a video where, it was critiquing the art direction of Concord, and it has all the video actually. I was gonna say that they critiqued it as this is the red Eminem, is the Juggernaut, the green Eminem is this guy. That's so funny. They watched the same video as I did.
Exorbitant rent
Give me money.
and sizable wages.
Give me money.
5 years of this adds up, and by 2023, an apparent $200 million
That's
had
insane.
already gone into the game. Also,
Let me think about this for a second. Country with GDP of 200 million. I'm pretty sure there's one. Dude, there's gotta be at least one country who makes GDP of 200 million. Wait, so there's countries and there's states. No, what's before a country? A land? Anyway, dude, there is some place that their GDP is less than 200 million. And this company just spent $200 million on a game, and that got like 50 users. Dude, that's insane.
the game is supposed to be launching within the next 18 months.
Okay, this is a better way to put it at. Right, so 200 million. Let's put it into perspective. Cost of football stadium. So it's probably gonna be in $1 billion, right? Let's look up this one. Right, this was 124 million, right? So they could have built with that money. Open image. So with that money, they could have built an entire stadium for 125 million. And this photo doesn't do it justice because how massive, how massive everything is. Oh, did everything freeze? I think my computer froze. That's not good. No, my computer froze. Let me do the good old Control-Alt-Delete, Task Manager. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. But no, they clearly could have built a whole stadium for half of that, pretty much. Instead, they built a game that made it for 50 users.
But it's in
To put into
such a rough
perspective.
state, they'd probably need to use a ton of outsourcing for that to happen. This can be very expensive on short notice. It's okay. Internally, Sony is calling this game the future of PlayStation. Executives are even calling it their Star Wars. And the head of PlayStation Studios is so confident, he decides to
Herman
go
a white
all
guy?
in. And Sony buys Firewalk for an estimated $100 million. Another steal. Now inside Firewalk Studios, and things are interesting. See, there's
They all got
apparently
laid
a
off,
lead
actually.
designer here who's decided she identifies as a professor, and she's demanding everyone at the studio call her that. Don't play ball, and you're potentially out of a job. This is despite not actually having a degree to back that up. She's reportedly not very popular. There's also apparently an overall
See, I don't
vibe
get
of
that.
quote,
It's like, if you're at a massive company, like, can you just afford to screw around? Like, I don't get how you could afford to screw around when you're at a massive company that things depend on you. Like, I work at Disney, right? I am known as somebody who is 6'5", 255 pounds muscle because I call myself that all the time. But I could do that because I'm just messing around. You know, it's not that serious. But if you're at a job like this, how is it serious? But yet you're goofing around like that.
toxic positivity here. Bad ideas are not shot down, as that would be like, not cool. As a result, the decisions here, also interesting. See, they'd gotten a ton of money in backing from Sony. they could do anything. You know those cinematic Overwatch shorts? Let's do those.
Those are good.
But every single week of the year at huge expense to ourselves. Sounds good.
Here's the thing,
And they
I
blow a
would
ton
actually
of
like
that
to
money
see
on
those
extremely
cinematics.
expensive motion-captured CGI cinematics. Because if this online-only multiplayer shooter needed anything, it was a storyline.
I think that the companies, they focus too much on stuff that isn't the most important thing. So I think the most important thing, I think inherently everybody does know this, is gameplay. And it's like, yeah, everything is like a good like thing on top of it, but dude, it's like if you don't have gameplay, it's like just really good looking nothing. I feel like there's a couple examples there out there.
Onto the characters. A few years ago, a movie had come out called Guardians of the Galaxy. A few people at Firewalk had seen it. Nice. Let's just do that. And the artists get to work.
Dude, that's
After a few
fantastic
years,
editing.
they'd drawn up some decent concept art for characters. But midway through development, a change of heart. Now, we're making a hero shooter here, and the market is becoming increasingly saturated. We have to do something different, stick out from the crowd. Let's make the characters look absolutely horrific.
They just made them
maybe that's
green.
not such a good idea. No, don't disagree. Haven't you read the sign? And so, the brilliant ideas keep rolling. Cool concept, but let's give her some Walmart power armor and make her absolutely enormous. That walking trash can needs a pronoun. Make her 73 years old. This one should be humongous. Him, he needs some American football pads and a Turtle Beach headset. Horrible color coordination across the board. And remember, we're designing aliens here.
It's just the oversimplification of it, I think, is hilarious. Yeah, let's just make her fat.
Get creative. But for now, let's just take a man and paint him.
Here's the thing, I'm sure that there is some degree of like, we gotta make this stand out, right? And if you look at Overwatch, you're like, yeah, we can't do that. Look at Apex, like, yeah, we can't do that. So like, how do you make them stand out? You know, you can make them fat, I guess.
Green. Perfect. Now that the designs were top-notch, let's slap a $40 price tag on, in a market where almost all of our better, more established competitors are free to play.
Yeah.
And we're done. In May 2023, it's the big PlayStation showcase, and they reveal the game for the first time. And we see an empty spaceship with a jacket in a locker. Right. Cool. Was this a single-player campaign? A co-op looter shooter? Multiplayer FPS? Who knows? But behind the scenes, Sony are still going all in.
Okay, this
See,
video is
Blur
scratching my like ADHD itch. Not that I do have it. I might, possibly. But you notice how it changes like clips every like 3 to 5 seconds? And then it always has something like that's like, oh, I know about that. I saw that. This is relatable. Very, very much scratching my like always need for attention.
Studios, the people behind Love, Death and Robots, are making a new anthology series on Amazon. Each episode is based on a different game. And turns out, Sony is so confident in their new IP that they'd managed to get one of these episodes to be on Concord.
Huh.
There's also now Concord controllers. Fast forward to May 2024, and at PlayStation's State of Play stream, we see more. This time, an actual gameplay reveal trailer. And the gameplay is actually revealed.
Here's the very first look at the gameplay of Concord.
So here are my thoughts.
Trailer.
So
and
when I
the
look at these
gameplay is
characters,
actually
guy on the left, or the big blue guy, my favorite character. Ooh, Gmail notification. Yeah. But guy on the left, I can't see him in a game. The only guy thing I have that I kind of like is a big blue guy. Because literally there are like, that's literally like Sam Solik in like 200 months, when like he finally believes that he has to go on an ultra bulk and he's on his demon mode arc.
Revealed.
Here's the very first look at the gameplay of Concord.